everyone, it's me Skin Glow and Afro again, and I'm back to do another YouTube video. Now, as you know, it's Black History Month here in the UK, and everything right now is a bit of a mess, but what can you do about it? But one thing I would like to address is the whole government painted 4 post boxes in London black in order to acknowledge, racism in the UK, which kind of, it's a bit weird. When you think about it, Black people here in the UK are just basically asking for acknowledgement. Acknowledge the fact that we are black, but at the same time, we want to be treated the same as everybody else. We are different, but we are the same, if you get where I'm coming from. So this whole idea of Black people who are asking for acceptance, and they're asking for not just for the government to introduce anti-racism laws, anti-discrimination laws, etc. To actually make sure that they are enforced, because you know full well that a lot of companies, not just here in the UK but also in America, they have these anti-discrimination laws, these anti-bias laws, these anti-racism laws, and they don't enforce them. It's why you keep having to go into this training, and what is the end result? Absolutely nothing, because Black people are still being treated poorly. It doesn't really make any sense for the government to just completely dismiss what Black people who are in positions of power, who are screaming that we want to be accepted, that we want the issue of racism to actually be sorted out, and instead you choose to paint 4 post boxes in London black, and then put these plaques acknowledging Black people in the past on them, but you're not actually dealing with the true issues that we are facing with in 2020. Let me ask the government a question. Have you actually sorted out people's compensation for Windrush? Have you sorted that out? I do not understand how you can do such a rubbish gesture like that when nobody even asked for it. Nobody asked for that kind of gesture. We wanted, actual justice to be brought against what happened with the whole Windrush situation. And yet nothing seems to be done about that. I know we are in the middle of a pandemic, but at the same time, you had plenty of time before this pandemic came to sort this situation out. And yet it took a freaking show back in the summertime, like a little documentary about one of the victims of the Windrush scandal. They mentioned at the end of that documentary, that not all the people who dealt with the Windrush scandal have actually been compensated. So many victims, not just people who actually came from the Caribbean to move here to the UK, but actual people who basically, they were born here in the UK, but because their parents either didn't have citizenship or didn't take out citizenship for their children, they've now trying to deport British-born West Indians back to the Caribbean, and sometimes they've not even had a chance to visit these islands. Some people come over to the UK, didn't have an intention of staying here in the UK all this time, but it is what happened, and they weren't able to go back. But then they came over here when they was children, and then you deport them back after they've been living here for how many years? They're in the 60s, 70s, and you want to deport them back to a country that is foreign to them. And you have done absolutely nothing to address this situation. I am calling out the UK government. You have done nothing to address this situation, truly and honestly. Instead, you have Priti Patel, a Tory MP, who is saying basically that she wants to make immigration fair but firm. And I'm thinking to myself, when has immigration ever been fair but firm in this country? And you want to do this now as if As if millions of people haven't already been deported out this country. And you also want asylum seekers to no longer come here. Even though because of your system they can't reach this country in the first place, they're reaching European countries. So I'm not understanding her frame of mind. It's not making any sense. Keep making these overinflated grand gestures that are not actually serving black people well. We're still being discriminated against. You know, we're still dealing with racism. But yet at the end of the day, you honestly want to just sit there and do these stupid things like painting post boxes black when we did not ask for that. We actually did not ask for that. And Sainsbury's, the supermarket Sainsbury's has said that they are going to be, you know, more inclusive. They're going to be more inclusive, you know, within their stores and everything, and also have a safe space for black people to go, for the black staff members to go, so they have a space free from dealing with racism. Who has decided to boycott Sainsbury's now? White people have decided they want to boycott Sainsbury's because for some reason they got confused and thought that Sainsbury's is actually, you know, promoting segregation, when Sainsbury's hasn't done that at all. All Sainsbury's said is that we are now more inclusive and we accept the diversity. That's all Sainsbury's did. And now white people are saying that they're going to boycott because, as per usual, white racist people cannot read. They can't read, they can't comprehend. It's actually quite sad to see how you can read a post like that and everybody else has comprehension skills, but not racist white people. You see one little thing that says we are going to be more inclusive, particularly during Black History Month, and you lose your minds. I mean, are you not embarrassed? I would be really embarrassed if I chose not to read a post and, you know, just saw a few words here and there and then decided to go absolutely crazy. I would be embarrassed by that. I honestly would. But you can't tell these white people nothing. You honestly can't tell them nothing. It's actually really a shame to see how you can just go up on Twitter and embarrass yourself like so. You're embarrassing yourself. Come on, who's with me joining in the boycott? Joining in the boycott. We ain't having this. These niggas need to go back home. We are home, bruh. We are home. It's just this Black History Month and we only 6 days in has been madness. Absolutely madness. And frankly, it's a bit strange. That's what I'm going to say about it. It's a bit strange. Because I did not expect that from Sainsbury's. I didn't expect the government to be painting post boxes black. They unveiled this on September 30th as if it's to say like, oh wow, look, it's Black History Month tomorrow. You know, the beginning of Black History Month tomorrow. Here's like this little gesture, like to make it seem as if black people asked for those post boxes to be painted black. We never actually asked for that to happen. We just want the racism to stop. Okay, we want true compensation for the Windrush victims, and we want people to stop being deported out of this country because, I'm sorry, the majority of people who get deported out of this country is basically to do with anti-blackness. The majority of people who have been deported out of the UK are black. Screams racism. But you can't tell me nothing. But yet, where is the majority of those articles? But yet when it's a white person, they're talking about deporting out of the country. Oh, we can see that everywhere. But yet for some reason it is slightly hidden when it is a black person being mentioned. Even though they are the ones that it affects the majority of the time. But yeah, go on, UK government, Home Office, keep on painting these post boxes black. That is so helpful to us. So you have post boxes painted black with, black people on them who have actually contributed to actually, you know, anti-racism laws in this country. But yeah, go on, keep painting those post boxes black. They're so useful. Honestly tired of this. Honestly, I'm really tired of this foolishness. I really am tired of the foolishness, because it's kind of like at this point, like, wagwando. Like, how much longer can this carry on? How much longer can this carry on? The foolishness to keep doing. And as if it's supposed to appease us, it's not doing anything for us. It's not benefiting us. It's truly not benefiting us. What is it doing for us? What are we going to do? What are we going to do? See the post box? But what can we do about a post box? It's not helping us. It's like, sure, I'm glad that that Black history's been acknowledged. That's the only thing that it's doing. But as it's helping us to develop as a society, this multicultural society that it's supposed to be, it's not doing nothing. So my last message to the British government is, please think before you act. Because as I said, the black post boxes is not helping us. What we really want is justice for Grenfell. We want justice for the Windrush victims. Okay, we want racism to stop. Though saying that racism would truly never be gotten rid of until you actually acknowledge that slavery plays a huge role in it, and all these banks in this country benefited from slavery. All of them. All these buildings here in the UK have benefited from slavery. All of them. Okay? The simple fact that these Caribbean countries that you were deporting people back to, they didn't benefit from slavery, but you sure as hell did. Yeah, you bled these countries dry so they're no longer able to sustain themselves properly, and then you deport people back to this country after you literally begged them to come help you after World War II. So you had the freaking audacity to then say, we are not going to compensate these people. You're also deporting British-born citizens out of this country. Okay, yes, they didn't have citizenship because their parents didn't have citizenship. But can you understand how stupid that is? If Margaret Thatcher had not changed those rules, we would not be in this mess to begin with. Because how can Britain call itself the motherland, but then decide to separate themselves from the countries that they colonized? If that's not racism, then I don't know what is. So yeah, that is the end of my video. I just had to get that off my chest because honestly, it's really annoying. It's honestly annoying. Like, British government, please do better. Though it's a stab in the dark. I don't really expect them to change. I don't expect you to change, because I know you won't. I mean, it's a Tory government. I mean, who's expecting them to not be racist, honestly? But then also finding out that the Labour government is also racist towards its black Labour MPs was a new thing to find out. But yeah, please let me know your thoughts down below. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe and share the video. Okay, I gone. Bye.